You know, DES is nothing but data encryption standard. Okay, what is the purpose of the DES, guys? What is this algorithm exactly it is doing? DES algorithm, it is going to encrypt 64 bit of a data using the 56 bit of a key. Yes or no? If you want to do the encryption and the decryption, how much amount of a data it is going to take? 64 bit of a data. It is one type of a block cipher. So the each block is of 64 bit, right? That will be encrypted or decrypted by using a 56 bit of a key. That what we have seen in the last class, right? Along with that, we have seen some historical part about the DES, right? What is exactly the DES encryption algorithm, how it is going to looks like, right? It is going to perform the some different types of substitution techniques and the permutation techniques are used, so that it is going to encrypt 64 bit of a plain text message, right, using a 56 bit of a keys to produce the 64 bit of a cipher text. The same thing you are going to do it in a reverse manner, that is what called as the DES decryption algorithm. Any doubts with respect to this, guys? We have seen how exactly the initial permutation will be done. Permutation is nothing but just rearranging the terms. That means here they have numbered the bits from 1 to 64 and those all are rearranged in the table. That is what initial permutation they did. Then there are 16 number of rounds are there. Each round is of same structure, right? That means they are going to have a same type of a functions like substitution and the permutation. Then after that you are doing the 32 bit of swapping or the exchanging of the two halves. Then just you are doing the again one more time the permutation, that is just reverse of the their initial permutation, right? After that you are going to get the 64 bit of a cipher text. Then we have seen the how exactly the DES round structure looks like, right? It is going to take each round, right? It is going to take on the right hand side whatever the data is there, that is of 32 bit, that will be sent to the expansion table. So it is going to convert that 32 bit of a data into the 48 bit. How exactly it is going to do that one? Expansion table, how it is going to work, that we have seen in the last class. Have you remembered that EFGH example I have given? Have you remembered that one? Hello, can you hear me, guys? Right, outer 2 bits, it is going to add 2 outer bits, those are adjacent to the whatever the bits are there, right? By using that one, the expansion table is going to convert your 32 bit of a data into the 48 bit of a data. Then it will be given to the yes boxes, right? S box is nothing but substitution table. It is going to take 6 bit of a input and it is going to convert, it is going to output, that is of 4 bit. That how it is going to do, that also we have seen. Whatever the 6 bits are there, first and the last bit are used to select the row within a S box table, right? And middle whatever the 4 bits are there, that are used to select the column number within the same ES box. The depending upon that, whatever the number you will get, that will be get represented in the 4-bit binary representation, right? Then after that it will be given to the permutation. Once the permutation is done, that will going to produce the your right hand side data, that is considered as the input for the next round. Same structure is there, same round structure is there for all the 16 number of rounds. That what we have seen in the last class. Any doubts with that? How the S box is going to work? Totally 8 X boxes you are going to use, right, in each round of a DES. Is that clear, guys? Any doubt with that? Right, then in this the right hand side, whatever the key is there, they have written 64 bit, but what will happen? Why it is going to take, instead of 64 it is going to take 56? Even though they have written it as 64 bit of a key, but it is going to take 56 bit of a key. How it is going to do that one? Right, every 8th bit will be ignored. Yes or no? You are numbering again the key bits from 1 to 64. Every 8th bit will be ignored. So that indicates that it is going to use the 56 bit of a key, right? That will be passed to the permutation, first permutation function. Then at each round it is going to perform the left circular shift operation. Then after that it will be going to perform the permuted choice 2, that is another permutation function will be used. Then after that it is going to produce 48 bit of a key that will be given to the each round. Each round it is going to going to produce different sub keys, that is K1 to K16. Yes or no? Correct. Why it is producing different sub key each round? Because of everywhere you are using the same permuted function, but because of the different shift operation, every time it is shifting the bits, right? So every time you are going to get the different bit operations. Yes or no? The different bit patterns you are going to get. So because of that, it is going to produce the different sub keys at each round. That will be fed to the each round. Clear? That what we have seen in the last class, guys. Have you remember? Right? And DES decryption is just you are going to do the encryption operation in the reverse order. That itself we are calling it as a DES decryption. So in the first round what you are taking, the key is K1. So in decryption what will happen? Only the key is going to change. That means here the K16th, that will be considered as a key for the first round in the decryption. Right? In the reverse order you are going to consider the sub keys in a decryption. That only that is going to be changed compared to the encryption. I hope it is clear. Any doubts with the DES, guys? Any doubts with the DES? Hello, can you hear me, guys? Any doubts? Any doubts? No? Okay, then after that we have seen what do you mean by avalanche effect. Right? Avalanche effect is nothing but, see, if you are doing, yes, if you are changing any single bit within the plain text, or it could be within the key, that is going to affect many number of bits in the cipher text. That only you are calling it as a avalanche effect. I hope it is clear. In the last class also I have explained. If you are making a change, single change, that too, within a plain text or it may be in the key, that is going to affect many bits within the cipher text, that itself we are calling it as a avalanche effect. So DES, whatever the algorithm we have studied, that is going to exhibit strong avalanche effect. That means if you are going to do the single change within the plain text, that is going to affect more number of bits within the cipher text, because of it is going to consider so many number of substitution, permutation techniques, right? The operations are used. So making a single change, it is going to affect a lot within the cipher text. So the DES algorithm is going to exhibit strong avalanche effect. I hope it is clear, guys, what you mean by avalanche effect. Right? Then next we have seen what is the exactly strength of the DES algorithm. Right? The strength is first the usage of the 56 bit of a key. Right? 56 bits of a key means it is going to what will be the number of possible keys. It will be something around 2 to the power 56, that is nothing but 7.2 into 10 to the power 16 possible keys you are going to get. So by using a brute force attack, if the crypt analyst is attacking a DES algorithm, it is very hard to try out those all possible number of keys. So because of the usage of 56 bits of a key, it is, you can say, as a one of the strength of the DES algorithm. And second one is, what is the nature of algorithm? The nature of algorithm itself is the strength of DES, because in algorithm we have used 8 number of S boxes, we have used a strong permutation operation, right? Yes or no? And the key generation technique, we have used the different key generation technique, and left shift operation we have used, right? These all operations are making what? The robust, right? Because of that only the DES algorithm is very robust. Clear? Compared to whatever the algorithms, encryption algorithms till now we have studied. Clear? Till now whatever the algorithms we have studied, right? Compared to those all things, the DES is what? Robust. or you can say it is more secure. I hope it is clear, guys. Yes? Hello? Can you hear me, guys? Please respond. How about others? Are you there in the meeting? Yes? Hello, are you there in the meeting? Okay, next we will see the block cipher design principles. Okay, as already I told, every block cipher, right? The structure is based upon the Feastel cipher. Yes or no? Every block cipher, whatever the block ciphers we are going to study, every one is dependent on the or based upon the Feastel cipher structure. Yes or no? Yes or no? So now we'll see what is the block cipher design principles are there. In that we are going to study exactly what is DCS design criteria. Right? Now see, there are 7 criteria are used for the S boxes to provide. See how the DS algorithm has been designed. It is going to take the some S boxes, 8 number of S boxes we have studied. That is the substitution boxes. Yes or no? So there are totally 7 criteria are there for the yes boxes that are going to provide you the non-linearity, and they are going to provide the resistance to the differential crypt analysis, and they are going to give you the good confusion. Right? These are the different things you are going to get by using a S boxes in a DS design. So because of that only I told the DS algorithm is more secured compared to the other type of encryption algorithms. Clear? Mainly see the DS design is containing 2 operations, that is substitution and the permutation. In exactly substitution operation, how it is represented in a DS by using a S boxes. Have you remembered? In each structure, in each round structure what we have studied, there 8 number of S boxes we have used. So using such 8 S boxes, right, that is going to provide you the non-linearity, yes, and resistance to the differential crypt analysis. Along with that, it is going to provide you the good confusion. Already you know what you mean by confusion. Confusion and diffusion, these 2 terms already we have studied while studying the block cipher. What is confusion? Making the relationship between the cipher text and the key as complex as possible. Yes, that itself we are calling it as a confusion. Yes or no? Yes? Making the relationship between the plain text and the key as complex as possible. That what we are doing by using a confusion, right? So it is going to provide you the good confusion. So it is not easy for the crypt analyst to attack this such type of a algorithm. That is what DS design criteria is there. Then again one more thing it is going to use, that is a permutation operation. So here using, see, so many times you have used the permutation function within the DS algorithm. Have you seen that one? Yes or no? Initial permutation was there, inverse initial permutation was there. Whenever you are generating the key, that also there also you have used 2 types of permuted, right? Permuted choice 1, permuted choice 2, right? So many times you are using a permutation operation within the DS design. So by using that one, it is going to provide you the increased diffusion. What do you mean by diffusion again? Whatever the statistical structure is there of a plain text, right, that you are making very complex. That indicates what? Making a single change in the plain text bit that is going to affect multiple or more number of bits in a cipher text. That itself we are calling it as a diffusion. I hope it is clear. So increased diffusion it is going to provide by using a permuted operation within the DS design. I hope it is clear, guys. Getting the thing? Hello? How it will be going to provide you the greater security? What all the design criteria has been used so that it is going to provide you the higher level of security? One is by using a S boxes and second one is by using a permutation. By using permutation, it is giving the increased diffusion. Already these two operations you have studied, guys. Substitution means what? Replacing the one bit with the another bit. That is what replacement. Substitution, right? Permutation means rearranging of the bits. Then confusion indicates what? Making the relationship between the plain text and the key as complex as possible, right? That is what called as the confusion. Then diffusion indicates what? Changing the statistical structure of the plain text. That itself indicates that if you make a single change, right, within the plain text, that is going to affect multiple number of bits within the cipher text, right? This is what? Such type of diffusion that will be get increased diffusion will be there, that will be provided by using the permuted operation within the DES algorithm design. Clear? Yes guys, is that clear? Right? Along with that, this DES design criteria, that is substitution, that is S boxes and the permutation. Along with that, it is also going to have the block cipher design principle that is related with the the Pfister cipher. That is how many number of rounds, as already we have studied the Pfister cipher design elements like number of rounds, subkey generation, right? The block size, then the round function. These are the what design elements already we have studied in the Pfister cipher. Those are also becomes the design DES design criteria. Like for example, the number of rounds. If you are including more number of rounds, that indicates that it is going to give the higher level of security, right? So number of rounds, it is more is better. More number of rounds here we are adding, that is better, and exhaustive search for the best attack. Clear? Adding more number of rounds, it is exhaustive search, best attack. And next one is function F. Already we have used the round function F, right? Something F is used, that is going to provide you the confusion, that is non-linear, and avalanche. Already you know what is avalanche. What do you mean by avalanche effect? By providing, see, in the round function, the confusion will be added. It is going to provide you the confusion. What do you mean by avalanche? I told. What do you mean by avalanche effect, guys? Making a single bit change in the plain text, or it may be in the key, that is going to affect many number of cipher text bits. That is what you are calling as avalanche effect, right? So that will be given by using the round function within the block ciphers, and it is also going to have issues of how S boxes are selected. See, as already told, have you seen this structure? Have you remembered this round structure? Can you see this one? See here, 32-bit of right hand side data that you are expanding by using an expansion table. That after that it is producing 48-bit of a data, right? That will be get XORed with a 48-bit of a key. Then it is producing the 48-bit of data. It will be given to the 8 number of S boxes, right? Among that, one box will be selected. Yes or no? How it is, on what basis it is going to select that S boxes? That is again one of the hidden technique is there within the DES algorithm. How exactly it is going to choose the yes boxes. Clear? The next is key schedule, that is a key generation. Again, how or what are the techniques or the operations you are going to use to generate the sub keys on each round, right? Complex sub key creation and key avalanche. Again, key avalanche indicates what? If single bit, if you make a change within the key of DES, it is going to affect more number of cipher bit texts. Clear? That is what called as the key schedule. These are the some block cipher design principles are there. In that we have seen with respect to DES also, and in general with respect to all the kinds of block cipher design principles also. I hope it is clear, guys. Yes or no? Is that clear? Yes, now see in this whole chapter, this completes the third chapter. Okay, in the module second, that is first chapter, we have first part we have finished. In that we have studied what you mean by block cipher, what you mean by stream cipher, and along with that we have studied the Feistel cipher design and structure, and we have studied the DES, how the DES encryption algorithm is there, how it is going to work, what is the structure of that, what is the strength of DES. Then lastly we have studied block cipher design principle. This point is not there for your syllabus. Okay, so because of that only we have not discussed differential and linear cryptanalysis. That is not there for the syllabus. Only last point is block cipher design principle. That what we have seen in the, now we have seen it. Is there any doubt with respect to this chapter, guys? They may ask you the question as differentiate between the block and the stream cipher. 2 marks question they may ask, right? And they may ask 10 marks. Write the or explain the Feistel cipher design structure, right? That time you need to general, if according to the mass distribution you need to specify, right? If it is asked for the only 5 marks, you write the general structure. If they ask encryption and decryption separately, then you need to draw that full diagram. Have you remembered that one, Feistel cipher, right? The same like that with respect to the DES also, right? They may ask explain the DES encryption technique or the encryption algorithm. That time you need to draw that full diagram. If they ask just to explain the DES a single round structure, at that time you need to specify what is expansion table, right? How it is going to work, what is the S box, how it is going to work, that everything you need to specify in that diagrammatical manner. You need to write it down. Clear? Are you getting, guys? What type of questions you may get from this chapter? Hello, can you hear me? Yes, yes. Okay, then today we'll start with the next chapter, that is advanced. Can you see that PPT, guys? Can you see the PPT? Yes. Okay, next chapter is all about advanced encryption standard, right? In the last chapter we have studied DES, that is data encryption standard. Now in this chapter we are studying AES. AES is nothing but advanced encryption standard. Clear? How the DES is going to work? What it is doing? What do you mean by DES? DES algorithm, how it is going to work? How many bit of a plain text it is going to take? Yes, guys. 64 bit of a plain text it is going to take. And how many bits of a key? How many bits of a key? 56 bit. 56 bits of a key. That is used for encryption and the decryption. Yes or no? If you are using encryption means it is going to take 64 bit of a plain text data and 56 bits of a key. If you are decrypting, it is going to take 64 bit of a cipher text data, right? And 56 bit of a key. Yes or no? You know, no, encryption and decryption. Encryption means plain text to cipher text. Decryption means cipher text to plain text. Clear? Yes, guys. Is that clear? Yes. Now today we'll start with the advanced advanced encryption standard. Okay, that is AES. Why we are going for the AES? First we will see what is the origin to start with the AES. Now see, already DES we have studied, it is going to take the only 56 bit of a key, right? Now in AES we are going to increase the key size, that is of 128 bit or it may be of 256 bits. Like this we are using the key size. Along with that we are going to increase the data block size also. There we have used only 64 bit of a data. Here we are using 128 bit of a data. Clear? Name itself indicates advanced. That means something advanced is there compared to the DES. Why you are going to for the AES? Because there are some things are there that needs to be replaced from the DES. Right? There is a clear replacement for the DES was needed. Why? Because it is going to have a theoretical attacks that can break it. The DES algorithm can be attacked or break by some theoretical attacks. It is possible on the DES, and it is going to have a demonstrated exhaustive key search attack. See, the key search attacks can happen on the DES algorithm. To overcome these all the drawbacks of a DES, we have come up with the next algorithm, that is the AES. How it is come into the existence, AES, that we are going to study here. Exactly, you are getting the thing? There are some drawbacks are there in the DES algorithm also, right? It is going to have some theoretical attacks that can break it, right? The cryptanalyst can break that code, that is possible, and it is also going to have some demonstrated exhaustive key search attacks. Yes, to overcome these all drawbacks of the EES, we have come up with the next algorithm, that is called as the AES. Getting the thing, guys? No response at all. Yes? Can you hear me? Okay, see here. Then after that DES, they have designed, again some scientists or some inventors, what they did, they have come up with one more algorithm called as the triple DES, right? But that algorithm is also very slow and has a small blocks. See, by using a DES and the triple DES, it is very difficult to develop or implement the softwares. Getting the thing? By using the DES and the triple DES, it is very difficult to implement the softwares. So because of that only they have come up with the AES. So AES, before getting the proper design of a AES, there are 15 candidates, right? They have come up with the different types of a cipher algorithms before developing AES, right? The 15 candidates they have accepted in the June 98. Right, they have come up with their cipher algorithms, right? From that, 5 were shortlisted in August 99. Okay, among 15, only 5 were shortlisted. But in that, the Rinchal, can you see this one? Right, Rinchal was selected as the AES in the October 2000. See, in the year of 2000, they have come up with the AES algorithm design criteria. Clear? How it is invented exactly. Totally different 15 candidates have come up with their own idea. They have come up with their own algorithm. Right? Among that, only 5 were shortlisted. And from that 5, Ringel and one more inventor is there along with him. Their algorithm is selected as a AES algorithm because it is going to have a replacement of the DES. It is going to have all the ideas. Yes, those can be what the replaced which are there in the DES. Is that clear? So AES is also called as the Ringel algorithm also, simply. Clear, guys? Getting the thing? Hello? Can you hear me? They will not respond. Yes? Okay, see. That indicates now we will see what all the AES requirements are there. If you want to develop the AES algorithm, what all the different requirements are there. See, it is one type of a private key symmetric block cipher. What do you mean by symmetric, guys? Symmetric encryption and asymmetric encryption. Have you remembered these two terms? Yes? In the very first module we have studied symmetric and asymmetric encryption. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Do you remember? Yes, what is symmetric and asymmetric encryption? Sumaya, have you remember these things? Two types of algorithms, encryption algorithms are there. One is symmetric and second one is asymmetric. What do you mean by that? Can anyone tell me? Soumya, Riya? What? Soumya? Sender and receiver? Yes, good Soumya, good Soumya. What is that is symmetric or asymmetric? That is symmetric. Asymmetric means yes, good Soumya. Yes, symmetric and asymmetric indicates what? Symmetric means you can also call it as a private key encryption or you can call it as a conventional encryption. Yes or no? Here both the sender and the recipients are going to use the same key. Same key is shared among the sender and the recipient. But in asymmetric wallet, what will happen? You can also call asymmetric encryption as the public key. Right? You can also call it as a public key encryption. Here both sender and the recipient are going to use the different keys for encryption and the decryption. They are going to use a multiple number of keys for the encryption and decryption. That is what called as the asymmetric. Now AES is what? One type of the private key symmetric block cipher. That itself indicates that in both for the encryption and the decryption they are going to use a same key. Right? Same key is used by sender and the recipient for encryption and the decryption. So because of that, and it is using the block cipher concept. Block cipher already you know. What do you mean by block cipher? What do you mean by block cipher? Here it is going to process the plain text in terms of the blocks. Yes or no? Not in terms of the bits or the bytes. Are you getting? See, just now we have studied AE, DES and the Feistel cipher. There how they are taking? The block size is of 64 bit, block size is of 32 bits. Like that they are taking, no? That means the processing. Whatever the plain text you are processing, that is in terms of the blocks. Not in a single bit. Whether they are considering the single bits for processing the plain text? No, right? Full block itself they are considering. Correct or no? Yes or no, guys? Right? So the AES is one type of the private key symmetric block cipher. And as already told, AES is going to encrypt 128 bit of a data using the 128 or 192 or 256 bit of a key. The key size is not fixed here. But whatever the block size is there, that is fixed. But in case of DES, what is there? The key size is also fixed, that is of 56 bits. Yes or no? Yes or no? For encryption and decryption, the DES is going to take 56 bit of a key. But here, the key size is going to vary. That means it may take 128 or it may take 192 or it may take 256 bits of a key. But whatever the block size is there, that is fixed. That is of 128 bit. And it is stronger, faster than the triple DES algorithm. And it is going to have an active life of 20 to 30 years. See, it will be active till the life is of 20 to 30 years, and it is going to provide you the full specification and the design details, and it is going to have a both C and Java implementation. See, these algorithms you can implement by using this Java and C. Both the implementations are available. AES. Right. And NIST, that is the one standard, have released all the submission and the unclassified analysis on the AES. Clear, guys? Hello? These are the requirements of the AES. Just remember, it is going to take 128 bit of a data, right? And that will be encrypted and decrypted by using the either it may use the 128 bit, 192 bit or 256 bit of a key. And it is compared to DES and the triple DES, it is very stronger algorithm. Yes, it is going, if it is stronger, that itself indicates that, it is going to provide the higher level of security. Clear? Are you getting, guys? Hello, can you hear me? Yes. Then next we will see AES evaluation criteria. See, whenever I told that with respect to the AES, when it is evolved, right, they have taken some criteria. In the initial criteria, what they did, they have concentrated on the security, right, and on the cost and the algorithms and the implementation characteristics. Whenever the AES is evolved from triple DES and from the DES, at that time they have considered these all things of these all characteristics in the initial criteria, that is related with the security, that indicates the effort for the practical cryptanalysis. That means the cryptanalyst, the attacker, right, how he is going to break the code, right, how much effort he is going to take to break that particular ciphertext to get the plain text, right. So the effort for the practical cryptanalysis to indicate the security, and the cost, that is in terms of the computational efficiency, right. Then the algorithm and the implementation characteristics, these all things are taken into the consideration whenever they have used the initial criteria. Clear? Getting the thing? And in final criteria, they have come up with the final criteria. There, in that, they have considered the characteristics like the general security, ease of software and the hardware implementation, and the implementation attacks, flexibility, that is in encryption and decryption, keying, and the other factors. Clear, guys? Getting the thing? Hello? Can you hear me? Yes? See, these all criteria are taken into the consideration whenever they are evolving the AES. It should be secure, it should be cost effective in the computational efficiency, right, and whatever the software and the hardware implementation you are doing, that should be easily usable, right, and there should not be any implementation attack should be there, and it is very flexible to encrypt and decrypt the data and the subkey generation. These all factors they have taken into the consideration whenever they are evolving the AES. Clear? Is that clear, guys? Hello? See, after considering those all characteristics and the criteria while evolving the AES, they have done so many testing, right? After evaluation, they have done so many testing over the AES algorithm, right? And lastly, they have indicated that this is very robust algorithm nowadays in the world, okay, for providing the security. See, after testing and evaluation, see Mars, that is in IBM, it has tested this AES algorithm. With respect to that, they have come up with that. They have indicated it is very complex and it is a fast algorithm. High security margin is given by the AES, right? And RC6 from USA, they have done again testing on the AES. They have said that it is very simple, very fast and low security margin. And whatever the Rinjar, he has proposed this AES, he has indicated that after testing it is clean, fast and the good security margin algorithm. Like this, everyone has whatever the 5 members were shortlisted whenever before giving the AES algorithm, right, they have, after testing and evaluation of the AES, they have come up with these all characteristics, what their algorithms is going to have. Clear? Then again these all algorithms are subjected to the further analysis and the comment, and saw the contrast between the algorithms with few complex rounds versus the many simple rounds, which refined existing ciphers versus the new proposals. Right? By taking into the consideration of these all things, the Rinjal, yes, who has developed the AES algorithm, right, that is nowadays everywhere they are using. Right? Exactly, Rinjal. See, the AES cipher, that algorithm is designed by the Rijman and Dayman in Belgium. That is itself called as the Rinjal algorithm for the AES. Clear, guys? Getting the thing? Just we have seen what is AES evaluation criteria, what all the requirements are there, and what is the origin. Any doubts with this? Any doubts with this, guys? Just we have seen the historical part, how the AES is evolved from DES or triple DES. Why there is a replacement is needed. Right? What all the requirements are needed with respect to the AES. And along with that, we have seen which among all 15 proposals have come. In that, the 5 are shortlisted, and they have all the algorithms are tested and evaluated, and lastly the Rinjal algorithm is accepted as the AES algorithm. On what basis? That everything we have